Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel. Welcome to another video. This is your Mae Young Classic review. Now, this is the final episode of the Mae Young Classic, as we've been through, I believe, 8 episodes. And I will say this was a great tournament. I truly really like this tournament. I think I would say it was better than last year's. I would say that, and definitely not to say that last year wasn't good. But I just feel like match quality-wise, it had a lot of great matches. I think we had one great match tonight, one really good match. It was a 2-match show, so they really had to carry the workload here, these 4 women in the semifinal round. And I think they did just that. I think they pulled it off, and I think it made for a... while I would say I think that this was kind of predictable in the sense that I feel like from a mile away, you could have predicted that the final was going to be between these 2 women. You know, the road leading to it, it made the most sense, and I feel like predictable isn't always a bad thing. You know, I felt like if the result was any different, I don't know if I would have been super hyped about the main event as I am right now. That being said, let's get into these 2 matches. So the first match of the semifinals was Toni Storm versus Meiko Satomura. Meiko, I would say, is the MVP of the entire tournament. She had a great performance against Killer Kelly. Then she had another good match with Lacey Lane. Then she had another good match with Mercedes Martinez, only coming on to face Toni Storm. It was another really good match. Now, let me just say the first few minutes of this match were a bit slow to start. It really was just some counterable tie-ups, all that kind of stuff, some hard strikes from Meiko. Toni was on defense. But then after those first 10 minutes, they started kicking up knots. Both women are going at it. And ended up with Meiko hitting her, I forgot, her DVD or something. Her Death Valley Driver. Yeah, the Death Valley Driver. That's what it's called, DVD. Okay, that made sense. Her Death Valley Driver onto Toni Storm, but for a 2.9 count. I thought it was it because no one's kicked out of it yet. But Toni kicked out. Yeah, they went on for a few more minutes, and then Toni hit her Storm Zero onto Meiko Satomura, and she kicked out. So both women had their finisher kicked out of in this match. Crowd was going insane. I was like, holy shit. After this, Meiko started to come back. She had all of her greatest hits. She had the double knees that she did in her match with Killer Kelly. She hit the scorpion kick that she did with Mercedes Martinez. She was hitting all of her strikes, the back fist, everything. She was pulling out all the stops, but Toni Storm would not give up. She kept on kicking out. The resiliency Toni Storm in this match is just so great. You know, it really made for a really good underdog story. Is Toni Storm really an underdog in this match? Yes, she was. Meiko Satomura is a legend in Japan, so I consider Toni Storm an underdog in this match. Finish came when Meiko Satomura went for her final Death Valley Driver, but Toni Storm reversed it into the Storm Zero, into her second Storm Zero for the pin. Toni Storm winning the match and advancing to the final round. Really good stuff. Meiko and Toni both crying after the match, made for an emotional ending to a damn good match. I really wish we would see more Meiko Satomura in NXT. Yeah, she would be death on the main roster, just on NXT or something. But I think she runs her own wrestling company in Japan, so I think this is probably the last time we're going to see her, sadly. Yeah. Then we get into the main event. Yes, 2 matches. Then we get into... I thought they were going to have like a buffer in, like, you know, one tag team match or something. But no, just straight into the next match. There was a post-match interview afterwards. Toni Storm saying, you guys made me realize my dream. That kind of stuff. But we get into the main event. Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai. And this was a great match. I thought they had just the best contrast and moveset. Rhea Ripley has that kind of powerhouse style she's going on now with her bigger frame. And Io Shirai being, you know, the smaller and more nimble, but not like Casey Catanzaro nimble, more nimble type wrestler, it just made for such a great contrast in styles. It was a good showcase at the very beginning. Like, Io Shirai was doing backflips and cartwheels all around the ring. Ripley's like, what the fuck? And she just, like, powerhoused her, just, like, clotheslined her and was throwing her up in the air. At one point, she, like, flapjack threw her up in the air. She fell right on her side. I'm like, god damn. Rhea Ripley at that point got a lot of the control for, like, a good 5 minutes of the match. Io Shirai was working defense. Once Io Shirai started coming back, she got Rhea Ripley outside the ring, and she went for a suicide dive, and the crowd started chanting, no, 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 and I was like, guys, Rhea Ripley is not the reason. She did not conjure up some bad mojo and, like, give it to Tegan Nox for that way she would, like, do a bad dive, so. But she successfully landed suicide dive, so she was fine. Got back into the ring. Hit some more spots. Rhea Ripley got hit with a picture-perfect missile dropkick from Io Shirai from the top rope. Let me just say, Rhea Ripley's selling. I said this in a previous video. Rhea Ripley's selling is sometimes so over the top. Like, she sold this thing, like, unnecessarily. Like, she flipped on her back. Then she was doing this thing where she almost, like, squirmed on the ground. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was a drop kick. And the woman was, like, 130 pounds. Chill out. Anyway, Rhea Ripley got a big superplex onto Io Shirai a few minutes after this, and it looked like, once again, Rhea Ripley sold this like she got hurt more than Io did off the superplex. I'm like, Rhea, girl, I love you, but you're not Dolph Ziggler. Like, why are you selling this much? It's not that serious. Calm down. Io Shirai started coming back, hit her 619 or whatever kind of alteration she wants to call it. Followed it up with the double knees Meteora, and in my opinion, she does it way better than Andrade Cien Almas does it. I don't know why. I think she just does it with, like, more impact, more knee. I don't know what it is, but she just does it. It just looks better than the way Andrade does it. She hit the double knees into the corner and then finished it up with her Asai moonsault that, for the most part, actually did hit Rhea Ripley. Hit the Asai moonsault for the pin. Io Shirai winning the match. So, as it stands, ladies and gentlemen, it will be Io Shirai versus Toni Storm at Evolution to determine the winner of the 2018 Mae Young Classic. And it is very upsetting that, you know, this match wasn't advertised on the show and won't be advertised on the show, since now it's just being announced and the go home shows have already taken place. So I'm really, truly, honestly hoping that they will not think about putting this match on a kickoff or pre-show, because that would just be super disappointing. And you already know this is going to either open the show or be in the middle. It ain't main eventing. We already know what the main event's going to be. But this is probably most likely going to steal the show. I'm looking forward to this match. If I had to choose a winner, I think it's going to be Toni Storm. Now, early on in the tournament, I saw some rumors saying that Toni Storm was, like, injured or something, and he might have to go with, like, a different person to face her. I'm not too sure what's the legitimacy of that or what's going on. Well, no, I really wouldn't. Well, no, I didn't have to check, because I just remember, like, Toni Storm wrestled at Progress Wrestling on September 30th. I'm like, if she wrestled then she should be fine to wrestle at Evolution, so there shouldn't be an issue here. So, as far as I know, it's still going to be Toni Storm versus Io Shirai. I'm going with Toni Storm. In my opinion, don't call me racist, but you already had one Japanese wrestler win last year. I don't think you need two to win back-to-back, especially if they plan on making this an annual thing to Mae Young Classic. I think it's only right, especially because Toni Storm was in last year's tournament. I think it's only right if Toni Storm wins. You know, Io Shirai is going to be a big star anyway. And we already have this whole... Io Shirai is going to be a big star regardless if she wins or not. Toni Storm also going to be a big star regardless if she wins or not. So it could go to either woman, but I feel like Toni will benefit more if she wins rather than Io. Especially because we've seen last year, Shayna Baszler lost the Mae Young Classic, and I feel like she got more success than Kairi Sane did. Now, Kairi Sane is the NXT Women's Champion, but how long did it take her to win that as compared to Shayna Baszler? Point taken. So I think Toni Storm wins, and maybe somewhere down the line she contends for the NXT Women's Championship or NXT UK Women's Championship. Either one. Anyway, guys, thank you all for listening in and watching all of my Mae Young Classic reviews. If you have not, please go to the playlist down below and check them all out. Tell me what you guys thought about this tournament. What was your favorite match? All that jazz. I love you guys as always, and I will see you all this Sunday at Evolution for the finals. Peace out.